Hi, I'm Jason. This is Mary.
Hey.
We're the Wayward Saga, and for the very first time in our travels we've decided to create a vlog. Mostly for friends and family, but if you end up tuning in and we don't know you, welcome. We're on this incredible adventure that we've been on for a very long time, almost 13 years. The two of us have traveled through 30 plus countries. We've lived and worked in almost 10 at this point, from Australia, New Zealand, all the way to Europe, Central America, etc. We've been on the road for a very long time, and we finally decided to put something together. A lot of the videos that you're going to see today, we really didn't even know that we were going to be doing a vlog, so it's a little rough, so bear with us. The story is great though, and I think you'll like it. We left Montana in late March for Scotland, for the Isle of Skye, and then we traveled south towards Cornwall, and you'll see a lot of that footage today. We're going to try to do this every week. On Fridays we'll hopefully post something, and we'll just take you along with us. And really our lives are fairly volatile, and you'll come to know that. We could be in England today, tomorrow we could be anywhere. We could be in India, we could be in Djibouti, we could be wherever. So, let's have an adventure and let's see where this thing goes. And we look forward to hearing from you, and if you would like to, subscribe and let's have an adventure. We're about to tell you a story of how all of this began, and it's kind of crazy. So we were living in Missoula, Montana, where we both went to school, and it was a frigid winter, a really cold winter, and we basically decided that we wanted to go somewhere else. We had a job offer through a friend, essentially, in Scotland, to work and live at this incredible pub on the Isle of Skye. So we decided in almost an instant, honestly. For those of you that know me, we ended up packing up and leaving within just a couple of days. Some of you that know me didn't even know we were leaving. And so essentially what we did was we packed up, we left, I think it was March 26th, we flew from Missoula on Singapore Airlines, great airline, check it out, and then we ended up flying to Manchester, the UK, landed in Manchester. We didn't stay very long in Manchester, we just did one night. We were exhausted. I had this hilarious experience where I was so excited to be back in the UK that as I was walking down the stairway to get into the customs area, I fell head first down like 3 flights of stone stairs. Yeah, I was bruised for weeks. But anyways, escaped Manchester, thankfully, and headed to what I would think is one of our very favorite places in the UK, which is York. We stayed in an Airbnb just outside of the Shambles. It was absolutely stunning. Explored the city for, I think, 3 days. Met some great people. And then from York, we decided to take a train up to Edinburgh. Took a train up to Edinburgh, spent one really nice night there. For those of you that don't know, Edinburgh is a phenomenal city, probably one of the very best medieval cities in Europe. Stunning food, stunning architecture, some of the friendliest people in Scotland that you could ever possibly meet are in Edinburgh. And then from Edinburgh, we just took a train. We basically took trains for the majority of the journey until we bought a car. From Edinburgh, we went up to Inverness, and we spent kind of an awkward night in Inverness.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was a little weird, wasn't it? Yeah. We got off the train and just sort of found the closest hotel to us because we were still super jet lagged.
And you needed to buy shoes.
And I needed to buy shoes.
That was somehow an adventure.
Yeah, that was a serious adventure. Buying shoes. Also, for those of you that are coming from the US, clothing sizes and shoe sizes are different here, so be prepared for that. And then from Inverness, we actually had an incredible meal in Inverness. I think the first video that you'll see is of us walking over a bridge in Inverness. That was coming back from this phenomenal dinner that we had. I think we may have some pictures we'll show you. But what was it, seafood?
Yeah, we walked across this like crazy bridge and
Had some
had
seafood.
some seafood at this restaurant.
Yeah, it was awesome. We'd been living in Montana in the Rocky Mountains for a good long while, and so seafood just didn't exist for us for forever. So I think we may have developed gout from that one moment, but we had some great food in Inverness, and then we took another train to the Isle of Skye, which is just outside of the Isle of Skye, and essentially went to Kylochen, where we were going to be living for the summer. And we worked at this really beautiful pub, worked for a really great guy, and explored the Isle of Skye for about a month. Unbelievable island. Honestly, if you have one place to visit in all of the Highlands, make it the Isle of Skye, because it's just such a beautiful place with lots and lots of different activities. It really looks like a place out of time. Like something you'd see in, say, Iceland or the Arctic. It really just doesn't have, it doesn't make you think of the UK at all. It's like like the Faroe Islands even, some kind of distant, far-flung land that time forgot. From the Isle of Skye, we purchased a car, a Volkswagen Golf 2006 Sky Blue diesel engine, first diesel engine ever. I absolutely love it. Zips around, it's great. Little tiny little car. Anyways, we ended up purchasing it up in Skye. It was an absolute nightmare to get the insurance settled, so a bit of a warning to any of you guys that are coming from the States or Canada or Australia or wherever. Getting your insurance set up is an absolute nightmare in this country. So good luck. May God be with you, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Because it's exactly like that on the road out here. England, not even just England, sorry, the UK in general. If you guys are from the UK or England, Ireland, Wales, etc., why are you driving the way that you drive? Honestly, you're all insane. I can't even explain it to you. First of all, driving on the other side of the road is ridiculous. Roundabouts are an absolute nightmare, so whoever is doing that, stop. Just stop making them, alright? Seriously, like... Anyway, so we ended up driving from the Isle of Skye down the west coast, all the way down to Oban, and Oban was spectacular. It's a major port for the islands, Islay, Jura, the Outer Hebrides. There's a ferry system that will take you to all of those places. It's a gorgeous port city. We stayed less than a tenth of a mile up the road from the Oban distillery, the single malt distillery, which was a great experience. Honestly, if you're in Oban and you don't do the Oban distillery, you're missing out, because it's a great place, lots of fun things to do, and it's a cool tasting room, and you can see how scotch is made, and it's awesome. And then from Oban, we ended up heading to Pitlochry in central Scotland. That was really cool. A stunning drive on terrifying but absolutely beautiful little country roads. Look at this, dude. That noise.
How is this a 2-lane road?
And from Pitlochry we ended up heading south, driving pretty much in a single day all the way down to a town called Ormskirk, which is where a lot of my family apparently had been from. I did my ancestry DNA, and I had a bunch of hits that came up in Ormskirk in Lancashire. So we ended up visiting that town, the old marketplace there, and it was great. Lots of fun, beautiful place, friendly people.
Had some gingerbread.
Had some gingerbread.
Yeah.
Totally different gingerbread from U.S. gingerbread,
Yeah.
but still very good gingerbread. That's what they're known for. And we got a cold pie. Pie is not the kind of pie that you think. It's got like meat in it. It's great. And then just made our way in through central Wales and further down, and it was a great trip. And seasonal allergies have kicked off, and my lungs feel like sandpaper.
Because it's spring.
Because it's spring. And along the way we had phenomenal adventures. What was that place that we went to in Wales? Ross-on-wye?
Yeah, Ross-on-wye.
Yeah.
We went to that castle.
Yeah, we went to that castle. Oh my god. Yeah, this one over here, I'm usually the more outgoing one, but for some reason she had, you know, the gumption or the courage to sort of slip into this private land, and we ended up exploring this castle at night, which was super awesome. And we ended up staying in this really quirky little place, so I totally recommend Wales and Ross-on-Wye if you're going that way. It's a stunning little village. And then from there we went to wookeyhole, right?
Yeah, we went to wookeyhole.
Which is this really funky place, hilarious. It's more like a kids theme park, but it's really good for adults too. There's a hotel that's on site there that was super affordable. I think it was like 40 pounds a night for like a fairly comfortable, sort of American-sized hotel room. And then you had access to this really hilarious wookeyhole kids park. And essentially it's kind of like a witchy theme, wizard and witchy theme. You explore some caves. We got some really epic cave cheese at the end of the cave tour. So the witch was apparently, you know, many years ago, probably 500-600 years ago, apparently a young, beautiful woman lived in the nearby village, and she was declared a witch, as so many were back in those days. Who knows what she did wrong? I mean, she probably just didn't say yes to some horrible, like, warty old man.
And she was blamed for all the problems in town. Anything bad that happened, they'd be like, oh, it was her fault.
Yeah.
Because she was a witch.
Yeah, so
that
they
lived in the hole.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then did they banish her, or did she just like go into self-exile?
Yeah, she like self-exiled to the cave.
Yeah, she like self-exiled to the cave, which totally makes sense. I mean, that's what I would do. I'd be like, screw this place, let's go. And then she went out of the hole, blah blah blah. So there's this whole like witchy hole theme. Really cool place. Great place to bring kids too, if you're, you know, sort of on your way from London to, you know, Cornwall or something, and you have a bunch of kids. Stop at wookeyhole. It's a great place. And then from wookeyhole we went to Padstow, Cornwall, and we spent a couple of weeks in Padstow on the Cornish coast there, and that was really pretty. And we've been following this BritBox TV show called Poldark, and it takes place down there, so we had a chance to see some places that we've been watching on our show. Shout out to Poldark, great show, and you should check it out. So, and that pretty much is the end of our journey for this particular week's footage. We move onward to the Cotswolds for next week, and we're going to go beyond that. We're going to go all over the place. We'll be in England for quite a long time, possibly Ireland, possibly back in the Wales, possibly Scotland even, who knows. We'll just be basically in the British Isles for the next few months. And so if you want to follow our journey, make sure you like and subscribe, because that's apparently what YouTube people say. And then it'll be somewhere here or there or down, I don't know. But yeah, subscribe, follow us, and we'll hopefully have a really cool journey to take you guys on. And like I said, it could change at any moment. We could be here in England, and the next moment we could be in Central Africa. It honestly, it really just matters on, you know, how we're feeling that day. You know, a wind could blow us in a certain direction. So we're excited. We're excited to start this vlog. It's a little awkward looking at a camera right now, so bear with us as we get used to that, and it'll be fun. So, woohoo! Let's go!